I don't think you guys need to be reminded what a capital city is for the 1000th time, but I want to especially emphasize it this time because it'll really highlight just how weird the city we're gonna be discussing today is. A capital city is basically where the government lives in the country. A lot of the time, the capital is the biggest city, but sometimes, mostly in the really big countries, the government decides to move the capital to a smaller city, probably to a place that was planned specifically to be the capital. Take Washington, D.C., or Canberra, Australia, for example. But these cities are still pretty big. DC has about 700,000 people, and Canberra has about 480,000. But now let's move to the Pacific Ocean and look at the island nation of Palau. Palau is a very small country, with a land area smaller than that of Andorra in Europe. Since this country is so small, what do you think its capital would be? The biggest city is here, Koror. It has about 11,000 people, which is roughly 63% of the entire country's population. Is Koror the capital? Oh, well, what about the next biggest city? Is Mayungs the capital? Kluklebed? Bakulongro? Okay, so where is the capital? The capital is Ngerulmud. Let's zoom in. Is this the whole place? According to the Ngerulmud Wikipedia page, it has a permanent population of 0 people. So how exactly does that work? Why didn't they just make Koror the capital? Well, let's go back in time. Palau became independent in 1981, when they were previously owned by the nearby Federated States of Micronesia. After they became independent, the capital actually was Koror at first, but it was only going to be temporary, as the government wanted to construct a permanent capital somewhere else on the big island up here. The Palauan constitution had decided that the permanent capital should be right here, in the state of Melikayak. And what do you know, that's exactly where Ngerulmud would be. They wanted a separate capital because they didn't want Koror to hold all of the economic and political power in the country. The new capital should be a capital of strictly political leadership, one where people couldn't live. Not even the president would live there. Workers for the government would simply commute there every day, most likely from Koror. That's why it has no population. And so, in 1986, 5 years after Palau became independent, construction on the new capital started. Progress was really slow because there weren't many architects in Palau, and most of the materials had to be imported from outside the country. It consists of 3 buildings: the executive building in the west wing, the legislative building in the center wing, and the judicial building in the east wing. From start to finish, it took 20 years to finish construction, and the whole project cost $45 million US. Ngerulmud was officially opened on the 7th of October 2006, and the capital was moved there. It has been the capital ever since, and that is the story of the capital city with 0 people. Thanks for watching.